This conference it's about education. I think as you would have seen in the presentation that the Honorable Minister did, the first part is to share with the stakeholders, education stakeholders, what's the situation, what's the current situation, how far Rwanda has come in terms of progress towards its education development goals, what are some of the challenges that remain, and what the government has planned to make some progress around those challenges. Then the second part of it, it's about seeking inputs from stakeholders on what they think and what they think should be done and how they think what should be done can be done. So in a way contributing to helping the government plan and improve what the government wants to do. And as UNICEF, our primary role is to support government to achieve its development goals. And in this context is education. So in education, we want every child to go to school, not only remain in school, but progressive learn and achieve their development objectives so that they can contribute meaningfully to development. So we support the government with this, but we also support the government in implementing some of the strategies they come up with. For instance, teacher training. I think there was a lot of focus on training teachers. There was a lot of focus in the presentation about early childhood education. What are the different ways, since there are not enough classrooms, what are the different ways you can make sure that children, when they come, they are not sent back if there are not enough classrooms. So we work with government, not the Ministry of Education only, but other stakeholders also to ensure that there is a space where children can learn. So in rural areas, I think, as my colleagues mentioned, one of the things that happens is because of different role of government. The Ministry of Education supports schools, right? So provides support in schools, and then the National Child Development Agency supports early childhood development in the community because it has aspects. So in this space, considering that there are not enough classrooms in schools, we are now working with trying to bring the two government entities together. How can the schools support teachers or caregivers who are running classes for children in community-based early childhood development centers, so that it doesn't matter where the child goes, they should get as best as possible. It shouldn't be the school that provides the best, since there are not enough space in school. So in the classrooms where they are in the community, the children should also get the best. So we support materials, we support training, and we also work with the Ministry of Education to develop standards so that performance can be monitored across, minimum standards they are called. So our role is, part of our role is to see what are the different ways we can support the government. So for instance, if I take the example of this Burera school, so as the district education person was saying, we work with the district to see how the district can map out all ECD centers that are around schools and then assign those centers based on their proximity to those schools, so that the schools become, in a way, responsible for those, and they can train the teachers there and so on. So our role is to demonstrate how this works. And as you heard from him, the enrollment there has increased because the children don't have to go only to the schools where there are not enough space. They can go there, but the school can reach out and support. So after demonstrating that this works, then the Ministry of Education can work with other districts to replicate the same model. So we do that with teacher training programs, we do that with even construction. We work with the ministry here in the past to design schools so that the construction standards are the same and so on. So that's how we also do targeted support like remedial education. I think it was mentioned here as one of the strategies. So last year we worked with the Ministry of Education. Can we try remedial education for summer, during the summer, and see what difference it makes? And this was done and it was very successful. So now the Ministry of Education is extending remedial education to all. You see, so the opportunity to look at the problems and then work together to see how do you approach, what are the different ways you can solve a problem. And then once they work, and then with the government support and other partners, you can replicate them. I think infrastructure, clearly it's still an area that needs more support, so that you don't have too many children in the same classroom, because it makes teachers' job difficult. Yeah, so that's an area. We are not directly involved in construction, but this is an area where we can try and leverage also other partners, as Minister was saying, who can support. The other one is teachers, because a school, you can have good infrastructure, but if you don't have teacher who is motivated and skilled enough to deliver, it's a problem. So teacher training, especially English language, as the minister says, is important, and also different techniques of teaching, so that if you have a big classrooms, what are the different ways I can use, the opportunity or resources I have to deliver as best as possible, and it requires training. And we are working with the government to improve training programs and also develop training guides for teachers, so that they can use those themselves. And lastly, we're also introducing the use of technology, so that teachers can also take advantage of advancing technology using AI. We have worked with the government on school connectivity project, so that our internet is available, and we have partnership now with Airtel and MTN, so that they also contribute in terms of zero rating. So that's how we support, because we don't have a lot of money, but it's more of working. How do you best support government to deliver?